Hey team, Chris here. Hey, I wanted to give you a video lesson, but I've got a tripod set up a little bit further away than I normally do. So I have no idea if you guys can see me or hear me properly. So please, if you're there, let me know if you can see me properly and if you can hear me properly. So pretty big claims in the headline of this Facebook Live video, and I'm going to give you a visual demonstration and a visual video lesson on how you can lose weight and get fitter and leaner. Okay, Pam's telling me it's fine. You give me the thumbs up, Pam. You can see me and hear me, Pam. That's fantastic, thank you. And can you see the bowls and the things on the table, Pam? Let me know about that, or if anyone else is there, can you see the bowls and the things on the table, because they're much more important than me. Okay, so back to the video lesson, how to lose weight and get leaner and get smaller and get healthier by dieting 2 days per week. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? And when I first heard about 5-2 fasting, I thought the same thing, and I'm a natural born skeptic. So people really have to convince me and show me the science and show me the facts and show me the results. And I was not quick to turn around to it. I've been studying and researching and looking into this for almost 10 years now, and trialing it with clients and trialing it with myself. And now I'm a total convert, even though I don't religiously follow it myself, because I'm a convert for the right type of person and the person that it just suits perfectly, and I have a lot of clients that it suits perfectly. Bowl, and it looks like green cordial, but it's not. I just put food coloring in there so that when I pour it in here, you'll be able to see it. But before I demonstrate how to lose weight via dieting 2 days a week, I have to go back a step and demonstrate how to lose weight at all. Like, I'll just give you a visual lesson, a visual demonstration on how we lose weight at all. First of all, we burn a number of calories per day, but via mainly, just say a 24-hour period of our day. Most of the calories we burn per day are just for being alive for our 24 hours. So if we were hooked up into a hospital bed and we're in a coma, we couldn't move, we would still burn lots of calories just by our heart beating, our blood pumping, all of our organs working. That's the main area where we burn calories. When we get up and, get up out of sleep and walk around and start to move around, we burn extra calories. If we go to an exercise class, we burn extra calories as well. So we're going to look at one of these glasses as our energy tank and how many calories we burn each day. So I'm going to just throw out a hypothetical just for the ease of explanation of a client named Mary, and Mary burns 2,000 calories per day. So in Mary's tank, this is a 2,000 calorie tank, and if we imagine it in Mary, it doesn't work like that, but just for the visual, imagine it inside you and you're burning 2,000 calories per day, or you're burning 2,000 lots of fuel per day. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. If Mary had been has had a stable weight for a period of time, we can assume that Mary burns 2,000 calories per day and she also consumes 2,000 calories per day. We call that energy balance or calorie balance, and that means that the weight is stable. The weight doesn't need to go up or down. Okay, so Mary burns 2,000, and this is how many calories she burns. This fancy, looks like green cordial, but it's really food coloring, is how many calories in. So let's go right to the very we're right at the top of Mary's energy tank there. She burns 2,000, she consumes 2,000, energy balance. It's perfect balanced tank happening there. Now, if Mary was to consume a little bit more than that each day, it's like this spillover effect, and the spillover is a good visual. So the spillover, consuming more calories than you burn each day, ends up here and it ends up on your body somewhere, usually in the form of excess body fat. Now, this excess body fat is simply our reserve energy tank. It's not good, bad, evil, out to get us or anything like that. So we have to throw those ideas out the window. It's simply our reserve energy tank. If you have more body fat here than you would like, it simply means that some stage in the past you've consumed more calories than you've burnt up. Let's get factual and not emotional. It's kept us humans alive for, well, forever in times of famine. It works, you know, it's a perfect system where we can store this energy here and use it in times of famine. Okay, so Mary's got a spill over there each day, and then the next day she has a little bit more and she has more spillover, more stored body fat happening, a little bit more, and that's usually how body fat storage happens, tiny bit by tiny bit by tiny bit. We don't even notice it happening until one day, you know, 3 years later, we wake up and we're 10 kilos heavier and we think, well, how the hell did that happen? But it happened just by this tiny spillover, tiny spillover. Now, I just want to point out that this can happen no matter if you're eating healthy food or if you're on a vegetarian plan or if you're on a paleo or whatever whatever, you know, fancy plan you're on. If you consume more than you need, then it gets stored as reserve energy. Okay, so how does weight loss happen? I'm going to pour some of that out there. Let's assume that Mary burns 2,000 calories, but she only consumes 1,500 calories per day. I hope you can see that. Pam, can you tell me if you can see that? There's a little space there. So she's burnt this much, 2,000, but she's only consumed 1,500. This, what we call a calorie deficit, this little calorie deficit here has to be made up from somewhere. And it, of course, it's made up from our reserve energy tank, which is our stored body fat, which is here. In the case of my little visual demonstration, it's here, okay? So she needs this deficit to be made up. Some of the reserve energy is pulled and it's burnt as energy that we use that day. Yay! This is what we're after, using up this stored body fat as energy that we need to burn. So most traditional diet plans do this by chipping away at it a little bit each day. So let's say Mary burns 2,000, consumes 1,500. That's a 500 calorie deficit. She's chipping away at it a little bit each day. For the record, we need to be in calorie deficit 7,000 calories to burn up this excess 1 kilo of body fat. Yes, 7,000 calorie deficit equals approximately, you know, it's all approximate, but it's a good range to go by, 1 kilo of body fat. So Mary's chipping away at it every day, and this is how most traditional weight loss plans work. And for some people, they work awesome. Heaps, many, many millions of people have lost weight via Weight Watchers or counting calories or, you know, reducing their portion sizes or whatever it might be, and it works fantastic for them. They chip away, they use a little bit of willpower each day. They may even be a little bit hungry each day depending on what food they eat, but they chip away at it a little bit each day. On the other, just on a little side note, we could also create a calorie deficit by burning up more energy. So this is a much bigger energy tank. So if Mary used to burn 2,000 calories a day, but she starts training for marathons and now she's burning 3,000 calories per day, but she still consumes 2,000, that's going to create a deficit as well. So we can create a deficit by consuming less or burning more. So I just wanted to point out that bit as well. Okay, let's go back to my 2,000 calories. How the 5-2 fasting diet works is it works on a weekly total instead of chipping away at it each day. So for 5 days of the week, Mary is going to do exactly what she normally does. And we would assume this doesn't take any willpower, any focus, any thought, because she just goes about her daily business, consuming the normal amount that she does, and we can assume that that's a balanced amount there. On the 5-2 fasting protocol, what Mary is going to do is have a big deficit. So instead of just chipping away at it, she's going to fast for 2 days a week and just put in 500 calories here. Obviously that doesn't all go into stored water. I'm just pouring that out for ease. I should have poured it back in there. So on this big deficit day, a lot of her reserve energy, a lot of this stored body fat gets used up on this fasting day. And then she has a couple more days of balanced where nothing happens. It's like a weight maintenance. And then another fasting day where she's in a big calorie deficit and a lot of this excess body fat gets used up. So at the end of the week, the traditional dieter who chipped away at it and Mary, who had 2 big calorie deficits and 5 regular relaxed days, they're about equal. It just depends on how it suits you. So do you work better chipping away at something and using a little bit of willpower and a little bit of focus on every day? A lot of people do. Or do you work better doing a big portion of energy and willpower and focus on a couple of days and then relaxing and cruising on 5 days of the week? So that one's really not better than the other, but it can really suit a certain person much better, if that makes sense. So if anybody's there listening, can you give me the thumbs up or let me know if this is all making sense? The couple of big advantages to having 2 really low days, well, obviously besides the fact that 5 days you're relaxing and just cruising, is a hormonal advantage in that when you are consuming very low calories for a whole day, a whole 24-hour period, your body doesn't produce very much insulin at all. And that insulin rest on 2 days of the week is a big hormonal advantage where if you did have any form of insulin resistance, which makes fat burning hard and fat storage very easy, then to give your body a rest from insulin production for 2 days a week is of a really great benefit. And it's going to bring you back down the continuum to becoming more insulin sensitive. Now, I know I'm getting a little bit technical here, but just trust me when I say if you make your body more insulin sensitive, everything becomes easier. You also become healthier, but fat burning becomes easier and faster. So as you sort of progress into your fasting journey, you will find yourself becoming more insulin sensitive due to having this rest in insulin 2 days per week, and everything will flow and everything will become easier and faster. The other, obviously I've mentioned that 5 days you're relaxing, so you're only ever 1 day away from a full normal eating day. So if you're sort of hungry and you're using lots of willpower, you just say to yourself, I'm only 1 day away from eating a normal. And Pam's saying, thank you for explaining. Good, thanks Pam, all good. And I have so many case studies, and I'm about to pop up a blog post tonight from a real life case study, Claire, who lost 20 kilos doing the 5-2 protocol. As I said, it's just if it suits you to work in a big burst of energy a couple of times, then relax 5 days a week, and it suited Claire down to the ground. She also had hormonal issues, and it really helped her with those. So please be on the lookout for that blog post tonight, or I might pop it in the comments link below. But does that make sense to everyone that we need this deficit? By the way, this is how all weight loss works, no matter if you're gone paleo or vegetarian or eat clean or Weight Watchers points or whatever it might be. Every single weight loss success story has worked because there's a calorie deficit. That's just physiology 101. We need that calorie deficit for weight loss to happen. Now I'm getting to the bit where I tell you how I can help you. I have a 4-week program called First Steps to Fasting, and I've just explained to you exactly how it happens, and knock yourselves out. You can go and do that, and you can test it out and see if it works for you. But if you want my help and to be included in a team of like-minded people that are following on the journey, and we're going to, you know, there's some pitfalls and there's some things to look out for, and we're going to troubleshoot all of those, and we're going to do it in a progress, not perfection kind of way, where we're going to start really easy and really moderate, and then get, ease our way into it over the 4 weeks. And it actually starts tomorrow. So first steps to fasting starts 1st of February. And we will be fasting twice a week, but we will be doing it in a moderate manner, getting more and more each week, doing it together as a team and learning from each other and learning from me, who's been studying it for 10 years. Anyway, I'm going to pop the links in below. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that made sense to you. Pam's just written me another message. The fasting days, no, Pam, you eat 500 calories, so you still get to eat on your fasting day, and that's where some of the lessons will come in on what foods to choose is best, what foods are going to keep you fuller, how to stretch that out, how to plan that out, that 500 calories on your fasting days to get the most out of it, so that you've got the energy on those days, you're not lightheaded, it gets you through. So good question, Pam. You are definitely eating on those days, but it's much lighter than you normally would. Great question. All right, guys, I think I'm done. If you found this information useful, please share it. Please give me a like. Please give me a comment. Let me know if you have any more questions or if you found anything helpful. And if you're interested in the first steps to fasting, I'm going to put that link in, and hit me with any questions or concerns. But it starts February the 1st, and I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited about a new program in I can't remember how long. This is going to be life-changing for the people, the right people that it suits. And the thing is, even if you got to the end of the 4-week program, which I call an apprenticeship, I call it an apprenticeship because it's a learning program. It's not a program that you either have to pass or fail. Even if you get to the end of the 4 weeks and you think fasting isn't for me, you're going to learn so much about yourself, your hunger levels, what food keeps you full, and just how weight loss works in general, that those lessons and that knowledge will take you onwards and upwards, no matter, even if you don't go on with the fasting. Okay, wonderful. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and please share this information if you found it useful. Okay, bye, team.